network and activating your service. Can I text 312-498-0517 a link with more information?
Yes.
Sorry. Can I text 312-498-0517 a link with more information?
Yes.
Please wait for a moment. I just sent you a text with more info. Go ahead and check your phone. What else would you like to do? Do you need...
की सारी घटनाओं का संकलन है उनमें। वे तो यूं हैं जैसे एनसाइक्लोपीडिया ब्रिटानिका, उसमें सभी कुछ है, उस समय का सारा संकलन है। इसलिए वेद संहिता है। उस समय जो कुछ भी उपलब्ध था ज्ञान, गलत सही सब इकट्ठा है, मगर उस सबको सही करने की कोशिश की जाती है। उस सब के भीतर से कुछ न कुछ निकालने की तरकीब जुड़ाई जाती है, जिसमें से कुछ भी नहीं निकलता, निकल सकता नहीं, उसमें भी बड़ी राज की बातें निकाली जाती, जबरदस्ती। दयानंद ने दुनिया में सबसे बड़े मिथ्या धर्म को जन्म दिया। अगर उसमें से राख हटाओ तो राख ही राख मिलती। मैंने सब राख हटा के देखी, इसलिए कह रहा हूं, यूं ही नहीं कह रहा हूं, क्योंकि अगर कुरान में मुझे खोजने पे महावीर, कृष्ण और बुद्ध जैसी ही वाणी मिल सकी मोहम्मद की, अगर मुझे कुरान में भी सत्य की कहीं ना कहीं कोई झनकार मिल सकी, तो मुझे क्या ऐतराज होता है आर्य समाज में। अगर मुझे गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब में मिल सका धर्म, तो मुझे क्या तकलीफ थी आर्य समाज में। दयानंद के ही समसामयिक थे रामकृष्ण परमहंस, उनमें अगर मुझे धर्म का साकार रूप दिखाई पड़ता है, तो दयानंद से मेरा क्या झगड़ा है। लेकिन मैं भी क्या करूं, बहुत खोजने के बाद भी कहीं कोई अंगार उसमें पाई नहीं। सब शब्द जाल है, तर्क जाल है। कैलाश, अच्छा हुआ कि ये आर्य समाज का पुरोहित तुम्हारे भीतर मर गया। ये एक बड़ी बीमारी थी, तुम्हारा छुटकारा कैंसर से हो गया। ये आत्मा का कैंसर समझो, तुम मुक्त हुए। कोई भी कीमत चुकानी पड़े, सस्ता सौदा है। धक्के मार के निकालें तो भी आनंद से गीत गाते हुए निकलना। कृपा ही मानना उनकी को उन्होंने धक्के दे के निकाला। धक्के प्रमाण पत्र होंगे, उनके हर धक्के से तुम्हारे भीतर धन्यवाद ही पैदा हो, ऐसी आशा करता हूं। धक्के तो वो देंगे, बुरे धक्के देंगे। वो तुम्हारे साथ जितना दुर्व्यवहार कर सकते हैं उतना करेंगे, क्योंकि सद्व्यवहार दयानंद में नहीं था, तो उनके अनुयायियों में तो क्या होगा। तुम कहते हो मैं 9 वर्षों से आर्य समाज में पुरोहित था, लंबा समय था 9 वर्ष। और पुरोहित होना मतलब बस उससे नीचे गिरना मुश्किल था। तुम बिल्कुल खड्डे में पड़े थे, मगर निकल आए। चमत्कार होते, तुम्हारा निकाल आना एक चमत्कार है। परमात्मा को धन्यवाद दो। तुम कहते हो कि अब पुरोहित की मौत हो गई, खुशियां मनाओ, जलसे मनाओ, दावतें दो। तुम कहते हो मैं 5 जून को सन्यास लेके जा रहा हूं, मैं आर्य समाज में घूमने के बहाने 25 दिन की छुट्टी लेकर यहां आया था। अब मैं माला लेकर 10 जून को जाऊंगा, वे लोग मेरे गले में माला पड़ी देखेंगे तो मेरे दुश्मन हो जाएंगे। उनकी क्या चिंता लेना। न उनकी मैत्री से कुछ मिलने वाला है, न उनकी दुश्मनी से कुछ खोने वाला है। जिनकी मैत्री से ही कुछ नहीं मिला, 9 वर्ष तो उनके साथ रह के देख लिए, उनकी दुश्मनी से क्या खो जाएगा। हाँ, थोड़े बहुत धक्के देंगे, गालियां देंगे, खंडन करेंगे, निंदा करेंगे, जिसमें वे कुशल हैं, सह लेना। जल्दी निकल आए और सुबह का भूला शाम भी घर लौट आए तो भूला नहीं कहलाता। इंश्योरेंस कंपनी के ऑफिस में फोन बजा। एक महिला बोली, जी मैं इंश्योरेंस करवाना चाहती हूं। मैनेजर ने कहा, हम अभी उधर आते। महिला ने कहा, जी नहीं, आप फोन पर ही कर दें। मैनेजर ने कहा, ऐसा नहीं कर सकता। महिला ने कहा, फिर रहने दें, अब तो घर में आग लग चुकी है। तुम्हारा घर जलने के पहले बचा जा रहा है। धन्यवाद दो परमात्मा को। अभी तुम बिल्कुल नहीं मर गए थे, तुम में कुछ जिंदा था, तुम में कुछ चिंगारी थी, इसलिए तुम मेरी पुकार सुन सके, इसलिए तुम मेरी आंखों में आंखें डाल कर देख सके, इसलिए तुम्हारा हृदय मुझसे तरंगित हो सका, इसलिए तुम मौका दिए मुझे कि मैं तुम्हारे हृदय की वीणा को बजा सकूं। तुम बिल्कुल नहीं मर गए थे, इसलिए पुरोहित मर सका। तुम बिल्कुल मर गए होते तो फिर पुरोहित को मारना मुश्किल था। फिर तो ये जीवन गया था, हाथ बच गया। लाख लाख शुक्र करो परमात्मा का। तुम कहते हो मैंने पहले ही निकलने की तैयारी कर ली। तुम करो या ना करो, वो तुम्हें निकालेंगे। कर ली तो अच्छा, कर ली तो सुविधा रहेगी। अब पूछते हो ऐसी अवस्था में मैं क्या करूं? निकलो पहले तो, फिर जो सहज स्फुरना हो वह होने देना। मेरे सन्यासी का जीवन नियोजित जीवन नहीं, पहले से कुछ योजनाबद्ध करके चलने से कुछ सार भी नहीं, क्योंकि इधर आदमी कुछ करता है, कुछ तय करता है, कुछ बनाता है, लेकिन आदमी की विसात कितनी। ये इतना विराट विश्व हमारे अनुकूल नहीं चलता, हमको ही इसके अनुकूल चलना होता है। और वही आस्तिकता है कि हम इसके अनुकूल चलें। नास्तिकता का अर्थ है हम इसे अपने अनुकूल चलाएंगे। जिसने इसे अपने अनुकूल चलाना चाहा वह दुख भोगेगा, और जो इसके अनुकूल चला उसके जीवन में सुख ही सुख की वर्षा हो जाएगी। पहले निकलो, फिर जो होगा संन्यास से, ध्यान से, प्रेम से, प्रार्थना से जो स्फूर्त होगा वह होगा। छोड़ो परमात्मा पर, जो करवाएगा करवा लेगा। तुम कोई अपेक्षा लेके चलोगे, अगर वह पूरी ना हुई तो दुख होगा। अपेक्षा रखो ही मत। मैं सिखाता ही हूं एक बात, अपेक्षा शून्य जीवन। और तब बहुत घटता है, खूब घटता है। और जिसने अपेक्षा की उसके जीवन में दुख ही दुख है, विषाद ही विषाद है। अपेक्षा से मुक्त हो जाना सन्यास है। सन्यासी क्षण में जीता है, अभी जीता है, यहां जीता है। कल की किसको खबर है? कल जब आएगा तब देखा जाएगा। पहले जाओ, पहले धक्के तो खाओ, पहले धक्कों का मजा लो। वो सब पागल कहेंगे ये सब सुनो, जिनने तुम्हारे पैर छुए होंगे वही तुम्हें धक्के मारेंगे। ये भी जरा देखो, ये मजा भी देखो, ये तमाशा भी देखो। कि जो तुम्हें ज्ञानी मानते थे वही कहेंगे कि तुम पागल हो गए, अज्ञानी हो गए। जैसे कि ज्ञानी भी अज्ञानी हो सकता है, जैसे कि ज्ञानी भी पागल हो सकता है। उनकी कड़वी बातें सुनो, तब तुम्हें उनका असली रूप दिखाई पड़ेगा। अभी तुमने उनका जो रूप देखा है वो सब थोथा और ऊपरी, वो सब लिपा पुता है, रंग रोगन। असली चेहरे उनके देखो। वो तुम्हारे साथ जो दुर्व्यवहार करेंगे उससे तुम्हें उनके असली चेहरे दिखाई पड़ जाएंगे। फिर जो हो होने देना। सन्यासी को यूं जीना चाहिए जैसे हवा में उड़ता हुआ सूखा पत्ता। तीसरा प्रश्न, भगवान, हम आपको पूछना बहुत चाहते हैं मगर प्रश्न बनता नहीं। मिलना भी चाहते हैं मगर मिल भी नहीं सकते। बदलना भी चाहते हैं मगर कुछ बदलाहट होती नहीं। हम कैसे आपसे जुड़ जाएं, कृपया बतलाएं। भरत राजगुरु, मुझसे मिलना तो सरल मामला है, सीधा मामला है। एक छोटा सा शब्द याद रखो, सन्यास। सन्यास सेतु है, और अब उसके अतिरिक्त मुझसे मिलने का कोई उपाय नहीं। अब धीरे धीरे तो मैं सिर्फ सन्यासियों के लिए ही जीऊंगा। अब तो मेरा सारा समय और मेरी सारी ऊर्जा और मेरा सारा आनंद उनके लिए ही होगा जो परवाना होने की हिम्मत रखते। क्षमा परवानों के लिए जलती, मैं भी उनके लिए ही जलूंगा। अगर तुम झूठ बोलोगे तो कहां जाओगे? न्यायाधीश द्वारा यह पूछे जाने पर धर्मगुरु मटकानाथ ने कहा, वत्स, सीधा नरक जाऊंगा। यह सुनकर जज बहुत प्रभावित हुआ। दूसरा प्रश्न उसने किया, और यदि सच बोलोगे तो कहां जाओगे? ब्रह्मचारी जी ने निराश स्वरों में मात्र एक ही शब्द में जवाब दिया, जेल। मैं भी तुम्हें एक ही शब्द में जवाब देता हूं, सन्यास। उतनी हिम्मत जुटाओ। साहस के बिना तो कुछ भी नहीं हो सकता है। लोग सस्ते सस्ते बदलाहट चाहते हैं, क्रांति चाहते हैं। कुछ ना हो, कुछ करना ना पड़े और जीवन में क्रांति घट जाए, अमृत बरस जाए। लोग सोचते हैं बस प्रार्थनाएं करते रहें, और प्रार्थनाएं भी क्या, दो कौड़ी की प्रार्थनाएं। सोते वक्त आधे नींद में आधे होश में दोहरा देते हैं रटे रटाए शब्द तोतों की भांति। सो जाते, सुबह उठ के फिर तोतों की भांति उन्हीं शब्दों को दोहरा देते। न उनमें कुछ अर्थ रहा है, इतने बार दोहराए हैं कि वे यंत्रवत हो गए, और सोचते हैं बस क्रांतियां हो जाएंगी, जीवन बदल जाएंगे, मोक्ष मिलेगा, निर्वाण मिलेगा। कल्पनाओं में खो रहे हो, व्यर्थ कल्पनाओं के जाल से जगो। सन्यास साहस है सोने से जागने का, सपनों को तोड़ने का। और सत्य अवतरित होता है तभी जब तुम्हारे सब सपने टूट जाते। चौथा प्रश्न, भगवान, मैं आपको सालों से सुनती हूं और कल भी सुना तो लगा कि आप स्त्रियों के प्रति सामान्यतः अत्यंत करुणा भाव से सराहना करते हो, उनको सम्मान देते हैं। मगर जब स्त्री की बात पत्नी के रूप में करते हैं तब उसे डांटते हैं और बहुत अलग ही रूप में चित्रित करते हैं। ऐसा क्यों? योग सुशीला, पति बनते ही पुरुष पुरुष नहीं रह जाता, पत्नी बनते ही स्त्री स्त्री नहीं रह जाती। दोनों कुछ गमा बैठते, दोनों स्वतंत्रता गमा बैठते, और वही तो प्राण है, जीवन, वही तो आत्मा है। और स्वभावतः स्त्री की स्वतंत्रता ज्यादा खो जाती। ये समाज पुरुष के द्वारा निर्मित है। इस समाज का सारा आचरण, जीवन, नीति पुरुष ने निर्धारित की है। तो पुरुष ने दो तरह के मापदंड उपयोग किए, अपने लिए एक, स्त्रियों के लिए और। स्वभाव का मालिक जो है, ताकत जिसके हाथ में, लाठी जिसके हाथ में है, उसकी भैंस, तो उसने अपने लिए सुविधाएं बना ली, सब तरह की सुविधाएं, तरह तरह की सुविधाएं, अपने लिए स्वतंत्रता के कुछ न कुछ उसने दरवाजे खुले छोड़ रखे, स्त्री के लिए सब दरवाजे बंद कर दिए। इसका परिणाम यह हुआ है कि स्त्री की आत्मा इतनी पद्दलित हो जाती है, और पद्दलित होने के कारण इतनी क्रुद्ध हो जाती है, इतनी रुष्ट हो जाती, हो ही जाएगी, इतनी अपमानित हो जाती है कि उस अपमान का बदला लेने की और प्रतिशोध की अग्नि से जलने लगती है। स्त्री 24 घंटे पति से बदला लेती रहती। जैसे ही वो पत्नी होती तो वो बदला लेना शुरू कर देती। निश्चित ही उसके बदला लेने के ढंग स्त्रीण, इसलिए बहुत साफ साफ दिखाई नहीं पड़ते। उसके बदला लेने के ढंग गांधीवादी, स्त्रियां सदा से गांधीवादी। गांधी ने जो भी जीवन दर्शन दिया है वो कुछ नहीं है, सदियों के स्त्रियों के अनुभव का सार निचोड़ है। गांधी खुद भी बहुत कमजोर आदमी थे, अति कमजोर आदमी थे, डरपोक थे। जब भारत से वो पहली दफा इंग्लैंड अध्ययन करने जा रहे थे तो हवाई जहाज पर दो व्यक्तियों से उनकी मैत्री हो गई। जब काहिरा में जहाज रुका तो उन दोनों मित्रों ने कहा कि आओ, यहां पड़े पड़े क्या करोगे, 2-3 दिन जहाज को यहां रुकना है, चलो हम तुम्हें वैश्या के यहां ले चले। कभी स्त्री का स्वाद चखा है? गांधी ने कहा कि नहीं, और मां ने चलते वक्त कसम दिला दी थी कि लंगोट के पक्के रहना, ब्रह्मचर्य पक्की तरह साधना। दो ही कसमें दिलाई थी, ब्रह्मचर्य और मांसाहार न करना। मगर वो इतने कमजोर आदमी थे कि वो ये भी ना कह सके कि मुझे नहीं जाना। इसमें कोई बड़ी भारी बहादुरी की जरूरत नहीं थी। नहीं जाना है वैश्या के यहां तो कह देते कि नहीं जाना है, मगर ये सोच के कि ये लोग क्या सोचेंगे कि ये कैसा नामर्द। सभी जा रहे थे वैश्या के वहां, सारा जहाज खाली हो रहा था। 3 दिन लोग पड़े पड़े करेंगे क्या? जहां जहां जहाज रुकते हैं ज्यादा देर तक वहां वैश्याओं के अड्डे होते, जहां फौजी ठहरते हैं ज्यादा देर तक वहां वैश्याओं के अड्डे होते। अकेला मैं न जाऊंगा तो लोग हंसेंगे, मजाक उड़ाएंगे, खिल्ली करेंगे। जाना तो नहीं था, मां ने मना किया था, मगर कैसे मना करें? मना करने तक की हिम्मत इस आदमी में नहीं थी, तो चले गए साथ। उन्होंने जाके एक वेश्यालय में इनके लिए एक स्त्री भी चुन दी। इनको देखा कि यह आदमी अजीब सही है, इनको धक्का देके उसके कमरे में भी अंदर कर दिया और दरवाजा भी उन लोगों ने बाहर से अटका दिया। भीतर जो गांधी पे गुजरी वो घटना उन्होंने अपनी आत्मकथा में लिखी। कि मेरी समझ में ना आए कि अब मैं क्या करूं। मां की याद आए कि कसम खिलाती, और ना भी खिलाई होती कसम तो स्त्रियों से कोई परिचय भी नहीं था कि करना तो क्या करना, बात शुरू भी करनी तो कहां से करनी। सो वो आंखें नीचे किए हुए वेश्या के पलंग के एक कोने पर बैठे हुए, वेश्या भी घबराई। आदमी उसने बहुत देखे थे कि इस बेचारे को क्या हुआ, हिलाया डुलाया कि जिंदा है कि गया। पूछा कि भाई कुछ तो बोलो, मगर वो बोले ही ना। पक्के गुजराती भाई थे, बोले ही ना। वो तो आंख ऊपर ना उठाए, पर स्त्री को तो देखना भी पाप है।
No, that's not true. That's not true. I said it 3 times. It's just you've been in and out of the room 10 times. You can replay the replays. I realize you've had bad connection problems. You have bad connection problems every time you come into the room. This is nothing new.
Okay, but when I was trying to let you know that I had, you was like, oh, so you don't want to talk, because I was about to tell you about this is why I wasn't able to talk. So I mean, it's like you going.
Okay, well, if you want to spend your time telling us why you had connection problems, go ahead. You can talk about whatever you want.
No, I wasn't talking about that, but I was just trying to make a point.
This is exhausting.
Oh, okay, well, all right. No, I just want to talk about what John just said. So this is why, like, it'll make sense for America to just go ahead and, be a communist country, because, being, having democracy, put people like Donald Trump in the White House is, devastating for the country. And, with that being said, I personally acknowledge that we can get the right dictator in the office that would run this country better than Donald Trump. So this
Really, and who would that be?
Yeah, that'll be the person that has.
Is he Stalin-esque?
What is the name of that person? Give me a first and a last name.
Be Steve Appel, sir.
I could never go into politics. I have way too much baggage and skeletons in my closet. For the vote of support. Give me the first and last name of that dictator.
I don't know the name of the dictator. I'm just telling you hypothetically, not hypothetically. I'm just saying that communism will be better for the country rather than having, democracy.
Well, give me one. Fine. Give me one reason why communism would be better for the country. I'll take one reason.
Well, you shouldn't ever worry about putting the wrong person in the office, right? So, for an example, you don't have to worry about dealing with people like, making decisions like Donald Trump, or people making decisions like.
But I do have to worry about somebody like Stalin or Mao, right?
Right.
Well, yeah, no, you don't have to worry about that, because, first of all, if you got a dictator, the dictator knows what's best for the people, right? So
the dictator and his friends know what's best for the people.
Yeah, actually, the dictator and his friends know what's the dictator and his friends know what's best for the dictator and his friends.
Exactly.
Well,
that's the point.
Yeah,
there's a book called Animal Farm Communist, and in Animal Farm there's this character called Hannibal. He's one of the pigs, and this is the lesson of communism. Everybody is equal, but some are more equal than others. Why do I want a system like that?
And I think, Marshall, isn't there an American Communist Party or the Communist American Party or something like that?
There is a party called the American Communist Party.
And let me ask Communist, who's on stage, Communist, have you joined that party yet?
Well, I've heard a lot of people tell me about it.
Sounds to me like the answer is no. Since you're so in favor of communism, how come you haven't yet joined the American Communist Party?
Oh, I mean, like I told you that I don't know. No, I didn't tell you that I didn't know about it. I heard people tell me about it.
Well, when was the last time you spoke to anybody in the American Communist Party?
No, I didn't speak to anybody in there.
When was the last time you asked for any information from the American Communist Party?
You're backing me in a corner. Like
You're damn right I am. And you know why I am? Because every time you come on this show, you bitch and complain about me. Which, you know, I can take it. You get a fresh vibe. Anybody can come on and complain about me. But now you're talking about the country on the 4th of July. And you're saying we'd be better running the country like a communist party with a communist dictator. So it seems to me it's a very reasonable question for me to ask, when was the last time, pardon me, how come you haven't joined the American Communist Party?
This is John Kitover, Chicago mayoral candidate for the February 23rd, 2027 election. I'm on a podcast right now. We are debating communists. We are debating democracy and Donald Trump. The Trump derangement syndrome is real. Enjoy this little 3-minute clip and go to ChicagoMayorVote.com. Thank you for watching.
It's just that.
Happy 4th of July.
Just so you know, sitting in your back channel is the homepage for the American Communist Party, the ACP, or the CPUSA, the Communist Party of the United States. If you would like to join either one of those, it is legal to join them. It was not legal during the Cold War, but you know, because we live in America and we believe people should be allowed to express themselves, we let communism express itself. So you should look at those parties, and I don't know, if you're so pro-dictator, you should probably imagine yourself as one of those people who is not among the more equal than others, and then maybe you won't want a dictator.
Yeah, and Marshall, you put them in his back channel, right?
Yes, I did, so that he can put his money where his mouth is and actually
Yes. And so, communists, here's what I want you to do. Communists, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to your back channel. I want you to click on the links that Marshall sent you. You don't have to join the party, but I want you to get information on the party. I want you to research information on the party. And the next time that you come in this room, I'm going to expect you to be able to answer the following questions about the American Communist Party. Very simple. Who, what, when, where, how? Who, what, when, where, how? The next time you come in this room, I'm going to ask you those 5 questions about the American Communist Party. And with that being said, I want you to have a fantastic 4th of July. And here's our very first class escort down the VIP. Now, before we continue on, because the show is coming to an end, some of you that have heard me today for the very first time, especially speaking to communists like I just did, you may think that I treated him unfairly. You may think I was a dick. You might think I was an asshole. Communist, the majority of the time he comes in, he complains about me, he complains about the show, which is fine. I got no problem with that. I can't remember the last time, really, the last time he ever gave me or the show a compliment, which he doesn't have to. He can bitch and complain about the show all he wants, that's fine. But like Marshall said, I want him to put his money where his mouth is. And by the way, before we go to the remaining people on stage and Mod Squad housekeeping, don't invite anybody else up. I am what is sometimes referred to as a greater fool. Yes, now for some of you that heard my opening almost 3 hours ago, what? Steve, you're not a fool. Yes, I am. I am a greater fool. And for those of you that don't know what a greater fool is, I'm going to play a clip, which is a fantastic explanation of a greater fool. But also, right after this clip, tacked onto it,
this is John Kitover, Chicago mayoral candidate fighting to liberate Chicago from the communist thieves, the parasites, the fraudsters, and the scammers that have obliterated Chicago. The city's $100 billion in debt. The state of Illinois is $200 billion in debt. I need you to like this video. subscribe, and comment, and share the video. Together we will liberate Chicago. I need your signature right now on our petitions. And on February 23rd, 2027, I need your vote at the ballot box. Go to ChicagoMayorVote.com. We are on a communist podcast debating liberal, progressive, pluralist, Democrat scammers.
Greater fool. And then right after that clip piggybacked on it is the girl that asked Will McAvoy, what makes America the greatest country in the world?
He loves
Don't
this
go
clip.
away. We'll be right back after the clip.
The greater fool is actually an economic term. It's a patsy.
Thanks for that.
For the rest of us to profit, we need a greater fool. Someone who will buy long and sell short. Most people spend their lives trying not to be the greater fool. We toss him the hot potato. We die for his seat when the music stops. The greater fool is someone with the perfect blend of self-delusion and ego to think that he can succeed where others have failed. This whole country was made by greater fools.
And now here comes the girl. Who is the girl?
Sorority girl!
Don't be scared.
You're the girl, right?
I'm Jennifer Johnson.
Just graduated Northwestern?
Stay calm. A year early.
You asked me that moronic question, and then my world came apart, and she came here, and I landed in the tabloids, and I got death threats, and my job is constantly in jeopardy, and you ruined my life?
Again, just stay calm. Yes, that was me.
What the hell are you doing here?
I'm applying for an internship.
Why?
I watched the show, and I read the New York Magazine article, and I know what a greater fool is. And I want to be one.
Ask me again.
I'm sorry.
Ask me your idiot question again.
What makes America the greatest country in the world?
You do. Hire her.
And I'm going to tell you what makes America the greatest country in the world. JCC, Violet, Reverend Scott, Alfonso, Alan, G.A., Meg, and everybody in the audience, because just because you guys are here, you want to make a difference. You know, in the radio, broadcasting, podcasting industry, they say if you can reach one person, you've been a success.
Really?
We reach hundreds of people every day. And really, my goal is to only reach one. And I'm so proud of what we've been doing here for 5 years, every Saturday and every Sunday for a 3-hour tour from 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for 3 hours.
This is John Kitover. I'm running for the Chicago mayorship.
Participating.
February 23rd, 2027 is the election. I need your like, your share, your comment, and I need your signature on our petition. I need your vote on February 23rd, 2027. Together we will liberate Chicago. We will restore justice. We will restore law. And we will restore the American way. Go to ChicagoMayorVote.com, and on February 23rd, 2027, vote for this guy, John Kitover. Go to ChicagoMayorVote.com right now. We are on a podcast debating with communists. We are debating with thieves and fraudsters. We're talking economics. We're talking law and order. We're talking America.
What is best? And will different people have different opinions about what is best? And perhaps we have achieved best, but there are those who are profiting off the idea that we have not achieved best. So I ask all of those questions today on America's birthday. And Steve, I just want to say, going by your PTR picture, I think you are a snazzy and fashionable dresser, and that is my compliment to you for the day. Thank you.
You're very kind, and I'll give this advice to the nieces and nephews. If you're ever stuck for what to wear and you don't know, just wear all black. Easy. Let's say goodbye to GA. GA, would you like to say goodbye?
Yes, I would, and Uncle Steve.
You did have a fresh five earlier, is that correct? Or did you have a fresh five?
No, I never got it.
Oh, then you know what? You don't have to say goodbye. I'm sorry about that, buddy. Welcome to the stage. You get a fresh five. I don't want to rush you. Go ahead.
Well, I have two questions, and ironically, I came in just in time for you to answer my second question, so I don't even have to answer. I don't even have to ask it. See, you have ESPN. My first question, though, Uncle Stephen, I just want to give you the compliment that I gave you yesterday, is that I love what you do here. I absolutely love it because it is the epitome of what you just played.
I like what you do in your room. I was in your room yesterday. You're that guy? Am I right or am I mistaken?
Yes, sir. You were.
I like your room. Yeah, go ahead.
I appreciate it because it is a place to let everyone actually get out their version of the issues of being the greater fool, and yet encourage them to be that. So I appreciate it. My question to you, though, sir, and this is a technical question. You sound fantastic. You run an incredible room. Is it possible that I could actually send you a back channel on my email and you tell me your technical setup?
Not only can you do that, but I can tell it to you right now if you have a scratch piece of paper.
Yes, sir. Please, sir, do. I have it.
I will give it to you right now, and if you want to send it back channel, you can. I have a Zoom PodTrack P4, ZOOM PodTrack, PODTRAK P4. It's a couple of years old, so as JCC and some of the Mod Squad will tell you, it's having some problems when we play music and then talk over it. But it's a Zoom PodTrack P4. You can pick one up for about $150, $160. I have a condenser microphone, which I picked up for about $120. I have a cheap.
This is John Kitover. I'm running for the Chicago mayoralship. The election is February 23rd, 2027, and I need your vote. And I need your signature on our petition. And I need your like, and I need your comment, and I need you to share this video right now. Then I need you to go to ChicagoMayorVote.com. And together, we will liberate Chicago from never-ending property taxes, pension payments, and interest expense. We will rip out every concrete bike lane and every concrete bump out that has destroyed driving, parking, and traffic in Chicago. Like this video right now.
But you can program it, so I can play. I mean, right off the bat, I have 4 sounds, which I can play at a second. Like, here's one, here's another, here's another, and here's another. But it can hold 48 hours of different sounds. I don't keep any of the sounds recording. And then, of course, I can play anything I want off my laptop, like right here, for example.
He never will. He doesn't care about this country.
And so that's basically it. But it all starts with the Zoom PodTrack P4. But you can send me a back channel, and I'd be happy to write it out for you if you need. And it's very simple. A lot of people spend $5,000 for a home studio. My whole setup cost under $500, not including the computer.
I appreciate that. Let me ask you one quick question.
Yes, sir.
Question
yes, sir.
That. What, are you using Club Deck? Are you?
No. I've never used Club Deck. Now, Reverend Scott uses Club Deck. I think JCC uses Club Deck.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Reverend Scott uses Club Deck. So if you want, you can back channel him about Club Deck. I know a lot of people that use it. I never have.
So you just plug your phone directly into the PodTrack, into the Zoom?
I plug my phone, my microphone, and the laptop into the Zoom PodTrack P4.
Yeah, there's quick videos on YouTube that'll show you how to use an external audio interface on these apps, especially Clubhouse using the iPhone or an Android phone. So yeah, you can do exactly what Steve does with either the PodTrack or any other external audio interface.
Yes, and in fact, please, thank you, JCC. Go on to YouTube and just type in Zoom PodTrack P4. And you'll see like 50 different videos on how to use it, and then click on one that's 5 to 10 minutes, and it'll show you exactly. But you can also go on to Google. You can go to Amazon. Very easy. But basically, it is what I have found the least expensive audio interface. The category would be audio interface. It's a shit. What is it called? A 24 mixer. It's basically an inexpensive mixer that puts all the sounds together, and it's very inexpensive, $150, $160. Well, I know some people that's a hell of a lot of money, but if you're into putting a sound together, some people spend literally $5,000. But no, I didn't do that. So.
That is absolutely fantastic. And I'll end with this question.
Yes, sir.
Just tell me your opinion about it. You already know, we talked about this before, I'm a combat veteran, and
yes,
just on the outset, I'm looking at what we did in Iran. I'm sure you guys talked about it. And being a financial guy, I look at the risk mitigation, and it just feels like to me that we had a Strait open, they were fighting, and now we're paying them $300 million, and the Strait is open, and they're fighting. What do you feel about that? Did we get anything out of this deal at all?
Thank you. I am going to give you a first-class escort to the VIP, and I will answer that. Feel free to back
This is Chicago mayoral candidate John Kitover. I need you to like, comment, and share this video right now. Then go to ChicagoMayorVote.com. Sign our petition. Vote for John on February 23rd, 2027. Liberate Chicago from the communist property tax thieves, the CTU mafia, the never-ending pension payments.
I think we're in
the city is
$100
$100 billion in debt.
We were 3 months ago, except tens of
and
thousands
we're on a
of
podcast.
people have died. We've spent billions on the military, and now we've committed $300 billion to rebuild. Additionally, the Trump administration once again has been exposed for outright lying. Remember a week ago, we've got a deal on Trump's birthday. We've got a deal. Then we find out they only had a memorandum of understanding, an MOU. Then we find out that the MOU wasn't even completely written. Then we find out that the MOU wasn't signed. Then we find out they don't even have plans to get together to sign it. And we clearly do not have a deal signed. I don't even know if we have an MOU signed, a memorandum of understanding signed. So, when you ask me, what do I think we are where we were exactly 3 months ago, except we've spent hundreds of billions of dollars. We've committed to rebuilding hundreds of billions of dollars, and tens of thousands of people have died. Whether or not you consider it unneedlessly or not, I don't know. And of course, more examples of how Donald Trump has lied to us, and how I've said time and time again, I literally cannot trust a single word out of his mouth unless I verify it with 3.
So says Steve Appel, a man with so many skeletons in his closet, it would be a graveyard, boneyard.
Meg, it was a sincere pleasure speaking to you today for about 15, 20 minutes, and I know you've stuck around and listened. I'm glad you did that. Would you like to say goodbye, Meg?
Meg,
there we go. Hi.
I completely concur with your analysis. We are same as we are, except the IRGC has managed to play us for fools and get
Yes.
$300 billion, which will go largely into rebuilding their facilities, which are mostly bombed, not the civilian infrastructure, their facilities. They've got a lot more to finish their research. We have made them billions richer. That's, yeah. But no, again, yes, wonderful conversation. Thank you. And I know we're, thank you for going over time. Thank you. Bye.
Meg, it's my pleasure. And, you know, if you or anybody else wants to send me a back channel for any reason, I read them all. I respond to them all. You are more than encouraged to say, hey, Steve, I like the show. Hey, Steve, I think the show sucks. Hey, Steve, you're better than sliced bread. Hey, Steve, take a vacation and never come back. But everybody, please, you are encouraged. And Meg, first class escort down the red carpet to the VIP. Yeah, I don't want to give Iran nuclear weapons or allow them to have them. But remember, like the last time around, we got them all, and now, just like a month or two later, there's more. I don't want Iran to have nuclear weapons, but I don't like the government lying to me, but that's the price we pay. Alfonso, would you like to say goodbye? Alfonso in South America, our brother from another mother. Yeah, hi.
Yeah, goodbye. Have a great day.
Yeah, thank you. Tomorrow. Thank you very much. Violet, the sexiest voice on the Mod Squad. Would you like to say goodbye, Violet?
Yeah, Steve. I really enjoyed being here today. Like being at an awesome 4th of July party with all my friends and having great conversation. The difference is I just wasn't wearing a skimpy swimsuit because we weren't at the pool.
Right. Exactly.
Not that I do that much anymore, but yeah, it's nice to dream. But anyway, really great show. I hope everybody has a safe and happy 4th of July. Be careful with the fireworks. You know, be safe in the heat if it's in that area. And happy 4th of July to our country. Happy birthday to us. And see you tomorrow, Steve.
JCC, the Grill Master, would you like to say goodbye?
Yeah, good room, good show, good conversations, and yeah, let's keep Trump's face off of Mount Rushmore. I agree with Violet. And looking forward to tomorrow's show. Until then, happy trails to you all, and have a great celebration of the America's 250th, and happy 4th of July. Be safe, be aware, and don't be square.
Maybe we should, instead of his face, we should put his butt cheeks on around. And last but not least, Reverend Scott.
Yeah, hey, I just...
Of course, thank you all for being here. Have a great Independence Day, and we'll see you tomorrow.
And with that, folks, we are done. Great show today. Thank you, everybody. Have a fantastic, fun, and safe 4th of July. Be safe, okay? And believe me, being involved, I don't talk about this too much on the show, unless, of course, I'm asked, which I never am. Being involved in injuries for 30, 35 years, although it doesn't happen too often, I have seen people, both employees and non-employees, with amputated fingers or fingers that have been separated from the hand for various reasons. Occasionally, it's from too short a fuse. I have seen pictures of a teenager with fingers blown off their hand. So just have a great 4th of July. Have fun, but be safe. We will be back again tomorrow at 7 a.m. for another 3-hour tour for Ask the Atheist. On behalf of the Mod Squad.
This is Chicago mayoral candidate John Kitover. I'm on a podcast debating liberal, progressive, elite intellectuals, pluralists, and communists, thieves and fraudsters. Go to ChicagoMayorVote.com. Together we will liberate the city. Day number 1, property taxes will be cut 25%. All concrete bike lanes will be ripped out. Parking, traffic flow will be restored. Go to ChicagoMayorVote.com.
When I was growing up,
And not
They used to always use them. Go to the parks. Oh, okay.
Not like the public. Hell no.
Yeah, because we would pay for, like, the partition, and we would use the grills there. Now, they would put, Reynolds wrap and all that stuff on it. But, yeah. And I used to question it as a child. They said, oh, the heat burns off the germs. The heat cleans it up.
Rub some tussin on it.
We would just bring like one of them little portable grills to the park with us. And we did a cookout in the park.
Yeah, so Brooklyn, we used to do things different in New York, but see,
California.
You from California, man? Yeah, that's how they be. I was in California one time. I was talking to a girl. Every time she said something, the last word she dragged on, like, "What you doing?" What hotel you at? She always drag the last word. I'm like, why you always do that? Well, that's irritating.
About biodiversity and species richness, we've had a devastating impact. I think it's more than 80% of wildlife that's been wiped from the planet by people, for us, for our consumption, and we have to reverse that. So there's no way.
What is it we have to? What are the two things again? Civility.
One is the causal ontological, but it's saying causal ontological autonomy and ontological causal reducibility. Yeah, both cannot be. They're almost like the opposite. Like, because of the word ontological, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, unless one was going to say that the autonomy was just God, that was not fucking smart. But okay, no, I will have done this.
Hey guys, how are you?
Oh my God, is that Layla?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, it is.
Hi, Layla. I'm on TikTok Live. It's on your name.
Oh my gosh. I feel like you're always on there now.
I know.
Chicago mayoral candidate John Kitover on a podcast debating liberal, progressive, and
Do you
leading
make money?
intellectual.
I made money, but I have not taken any money out.
Oh, that's cool though.
By money, we mean pennies.
$3 on the first day, and then $4 on the second day. So we're on day 3.
Not bad. It's starting somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't follow like how all of these things are byproduct. Like how it makes more sense to say that this organized, structured world that we live in is a byproduct.
I don't see it as organized and structured.
It's organized. So it
a lot more order than I do, right? It's weird, and it's because we're biased towards that. Because the predictable and the pattern means safety.
No, that's what science is. What are you on about? That's literally how we use the tool of science, because of predictable events. Because everything is so ordered, that's how we can predict things in science.
That's within certain realms of science.
Just give me one example of something random. One
example of something random: the symmetry breaker in the plasma at the beginning of the Planck era. We at the beginning of particles annihilating each other.
What is she talking about?
There was a symmetry breaker, and that allowed matter to form.
This is Chicago mayoral candidate John Kitover. Go to ChicagoMayorVote.com right now and like this video.
Much of any kind of scientific.
Most physicists think randomness is like the favored view in theoretical physics.
That's theory. Like, what does that even mean? Like, are you talking about quantum physics, some kind of particle appearing for no reason. That's not the statement they make. There could be a reason, we just don't know what it is. That's what they usually say.
Well, you were saying that, like, one example in science of, like, randomness and, like, quantum... At the quantum scale, there's a whole lot of, like, randomness going on. That's their position.
No. You name them as random, right? Let's say a particle, even if you believe in what most quantum theorists are talking about, let's just assume for the argument you do. A particle comes into existence, and it seems like it comes from nothingness. You can't really make the determination that it's a random yet. You don't know all factors considered as to why this particle came into this certain place at a certain time for this reason. All you've observed is that this particle came into existence. You just don't know as to why it did.
Yeah, they're not made, like, I think you're talking about, like, virtual particles, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, they're not saying that, like, there's some, like, unknown sort of variables or hidden variables. I mean, there are people that have that view, but they're minority. Like, intuitively, I would agree with them that there's probably a hidden variable and that it's all deterministic, but their view is, you know, they've considered that and they still conclude that randomness is like a fundamental feature at the quantum scale. There's no time. There's just randomness. So it's just, and that's the actual. They don't think that there's a hidden variable. Like, I don't like it, but that's, you know, they're smarter
That's
than
the thing,
me.
is like people just don't like it. That's
It's not about liking.
It's like they need that.
It's like you said.
They need that.
So you said you judge. Laura, you said you judge things on a probabilistic scale.
Yeah.
No, Cora, you said you judge things on a probabilistic scale.
Yeah.
Most probably, it's very unlikely that an effect doesn't have a cause. Don't you agree with that? On a probabilistic scale.
I haven't observed. It's to me that's a underdetermined. You know.
That's fine. Okay, but you're the one that said you judge scale. It probabilistically, from your account, from your own account, that something comes into existence with a cause.
I'm working, and the key word there is scale, right? At what scale am I working? Existing at the quantum scale? No. I mean, I am, right? But my mind isn't analyzing things at the quantum scale.
That's one of
just to move through my life, you know.
I just wanted to say, that's one of the things with the randomness that's being ascribed to those quantum effects. Again, it's a belief. It's not something that we can prove. Randomness cannot be proven, right? Law is something you can prove. Pattern is something you can prove. Randomness cannot be proven. That's the problem. That's just a belief.
This is John Kitover. I need you to go to ChicagoMayorVote.com. Together, we're going to liberate the city of Chicago. We're going to cut property taxes day number 1, 25%. 25%. We're going to rip out every concrete bike lane in the city obstructing traffic that has removed parking for businesses and homeowners and condo owners. We're going to rip out all the stupid concrete bump out lanes that have taken over the streets for no reason. Like this video and comment right now. And go to ChicagoMayorVote.com.
Right? Based on this randomness. At the core. So I mean, it's something that we cannot explain. That's true, but it's something that that can only be taken at the level of I believe that it's randomness, right? I don't know. That's the most honest answer. I don't know what causes it, right? Someone says I believe it's God. Someone says I believe it's randomness, but the most honest answer is I don't know, right?
I don't think there's anything to say that the universe is obligated to make sense to you. I think if you're going to appeal to your intuition, then you would come up with the belief that you have. But like I said, they're smarter than I am. The physicists understand this shit. And
I'm just saying that
they've considered all the things that you've considered and more, because they're more qualified.
I'm not
to analyze the data. So if they come to the conclusion that the universe at the quantum scale, or what sort of underlies physical phenomena at the macroscopic scale, if they think that what underlies that is fundamentally random, then they're more likely to be right than you what I am.
Not necessarily. Again, it's a belief. I mean, when a scientist believes something,
just a belief.
they're
It's based on observations and testing.
less likely to be right.
It's not just a belief. It's based on observations and testing things.
Again, the only observation that we can actually present is the law, right, or pattern, and that is something that is observable in everywhere in science. Everywhere you look, you will find a law. Right?
Okay, so but we're looking for, you know, we have decoherence, we have superposition until we have observation, right? But this is what happens. This is where you get anthropocentric, right? Or you get like just intelligence centric. Observation isn't limited to consciousness.
I think people are literally using ChatGPT all the time to do their communication. That's
without
amazing.
consciousness, there is no observation at the end.
No, that's not the case at all. It's simply just a relational attribute. That's all it is.
Someone has to observe this relationship.
No, there's no someone. This is where it comes down to the someone versus just simply the existence of things in a phenomenological sense. That's all you need.
Well, there is no simply existence. I mean, that's something that we define.
Why is there no simply existence? Existence is the base. Existence is the floor of vertical causality, period.
We defined it as such.
No, we did not.
Who else did?
If there is no existence, what is there to have a vertical causal base?
We defined it as such, right? Whatever there is out there, we define it as existence. We define it as
no. All there has to be is two things to differentiate from each other for existence. That's it. For observation, that's all there has to be.
No, look.
It doesn't require a mind.
These phenomenological existent interactions exist. We don't disagree with that. Vels is saying, look, but when we bring up the word observation, all me and him mean is that there must be some kind of mind-dependent thing that's observing these phenomenological interactions. That's just we take that word to mean.
No, there is no mind dependence on that.
No, the interaction itself doesn't depend on a mind.
Mind dependence.
I agree that you don't have to have a mind for the interaction to occur. We agree there. But when you observe that phenomenon, then you do need a mind.
That interaction in and of itself, that phenomenological difference is an observation. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't require mind.
So we're just defining the word observation different, right? Let's just come to like a definition, right? All we mean by that is for something to be observed. Okay,
I'm saying your understanding of observation is anthropocentric.
Anthropocentric?
Fine, let's just take it from there. We don't have to
fucking so stupid.
That's what we take observation to mean. But Vels brings up a good point, even though I despise his PTR, but that's besides the fact right now. Brings up a good point. When you have all of these occurrences that you can scientifically prove to have laws that justify why those connections between cause and effects are occurring, why would you just assume and have a belief that this one experiment you have, or no, not even an experiment, this observation you have, going by our definition, that this virtual particle comes into existence, you come up with the idea, this belief, this conclusion that, there's no reason as to why this virtual particle came into existence. That's like taking the minority view when it comes to the totality of science. Because science doesn't even work like that.
Science doesn't give things reasons. It describes processes.
Yeah, that's a reason.
Doesn't give things reasons. She is the dumbest, most obnoxious person ever.
Scriptures say that
she's so stupid.
By humans, by minds.
Just listen to the word usage and act. What's the purpose of even this conversation? What's her purpose of coming here to talk all the time?
It's just that how my point was that how always comes to some kind of probability.
This is John Kitover running for the 2027 Chicago mayoralship. Go to chicagomayorvote.com right now.
That's the science.
Yeah, but none of that is that's the thing.
You can predict something that really contradicts the definition.
That's where the chaos comes in, though. We cannot predict anything with 100% certainty.
Well, but we can predict the distribution of probability.
Yeah, that's fine. It still doesn't eliminate the fact that underneath it all is a chaotic.
No, there wouldn't be a prediction of distribution of probabilities if it was chaos. Chaos is not probabilities. Chaos is just chaos.
No, there are patterns within chaos based on chaotic attractors, but it's still existing within a chaotic system.
Well, again, it's just a contradiction that you are fine to live with, but you have to understand that what you're saying contradicts the definition of chaos.
Right, you can't say chaos is a pattern, right? That's already contradictory.
I didn't say it was a singular pattern. I said there are patterns within chaos.
No,
They're constantly rising and dissipating based on chaotic attractors.
If you can predict patterns, it's not chaos anymore. That's it. We're talking about prediction, not just observing them, predicting them.
You're a theist, Vels?
I'm a Jew. Cora, I wrote you in the chat. I was just wondering, did you read about panpsychism? It's like a pretty...
Read about it, or like...
Kind of study it or heard about it?
I know about panpsychism.
Right. What do you
I know about panentheism too, but yeah. But everything possesses some level of consciousness.
Well, that consciousness is actually the building block of reality. That's like the basic level that we have to start looking at reality. That we have to start from when we are constructing.
Well, yeah, I think you can, but you have to redefine consciousness, at a scale that most people aren't willing to accept.
Well, we don't have a good definition for it anyway, so we can define it as anything. That's fine.
Oh, I know, but like, this is the other thing too. It's like, it's like, I will talk about things like there are theists that I like, Nargis or someone like that literally our concept of the universe aligns almost 1-to-1, but she perceives it as a God universe and I perceive it as a not God universe, right? And we don't really get into have problems over it, right? Because our basic understanding of the way things are is pretty much in alignment. It's just I don't see it as God and she does, but it's because she's able to define God as something that I would say, okay, but that doesn't align with most people's concept of what God is. Like as soon as you say the G word, it starts presupposing all of these attributes that I don't think are applicable to the way the universe works at all. So this is what I'm talking about. It's the same way with consciousness. It's like most people, their understanding of consciousness, it has a starting point that I think is way too far along the spectrum of what being consciousness is. It's like somewhere in the middle rather than the base minimum. Like I said, like any sort of like reaction to stimuli, I see as some sort of intelligence or consciousness, right?
Well, so why do you define that?
Just a quick addition to that. I mean, even though we don't have a definition for it, we have a very good sense for it. For some reason, every person in the world, like every sane person in the world, I would say that the artificial intelligence is intelligent by all criteria, but is not conscious, right? That would, every person would say. I mean, it's a really hard problem, but we all know that somehow, right? It's a really hard problem to make it a definition, but to know that it's not really hard. We all know that, right? So there's something fundamental to this.
Yeah, it lacks that particular thing I think that we associate with it's being directed by the collective will of humanity, basically. But yeah.
What does the world look like for you that has a God?
What?
What would the world look like? Because you said that you and some other person kind of share some of the same views.
You have to define what the God is, right? I think by most people's assumption about God, we would actually lose our ability to do science and lose the uniformity of nature, because an interventionist God would just fuck up the whole system.
Yo, but me and Annette disagree, Cora. That's why you would agree with our concept of God compared to other people's concepts.
Yeah, we generally agree. Like, that's the thing. It's like, this is why I like to have discussions and not debates about things, right? So, yeah. It's you know, and this is like you asked earlier what a post-theist is, right? I think that eventually, and to the good of, you know, intelligent life will eventually progress beyond the need for a God concept, and we'll just understand things as they are, right? And I think that'll be better for us in the long run, because of the social limitations and the social problems that the God concept has brought out, you know. So there might be a new concept that replaces it. There might be a new. Go ahead. I was gonna say there might be a new concept that replaces it, but what that is, I don't know. That's like some sort of like social singularity that I don't think that we can make a prediction of. It's like one of those things that we can't see the other side.
Universal quantum.
Yeah, and Hamza, he's yeah. Listen, Hamza, I get that you love the unification, but your idea of God is not the idea of the God of the Christian. Just traditionally. So, you know, I would have to say, like, you know, if you have a new scripture, then you follow the God of Muhammad. We follow the God of the Bible. If you're going to say you follow the God of the Bible, then there's going to be some distinction there from what's being presented in your book. So just, you know, be easy with the we stuff. I don't know who the we is in there and that when you made that statement. So
it's only because she referred. Thank you for saying it respectfully. It's only because she referred to Nergis. So when I said we, she knew that I meant just me and Nergis and my group. Because even Muslims, their traditional concept of God is not something me and my group share. It's going to be more like you guys share that. Christians and Muslims, you guys have this anthropomorphic idea of God.
Only air. I only share the air and the water.
I'm down with like Tawhid, you know. Yeah, that's fine for me. And that's why I'm a perennial listener of that too. It's like if you, you know, but it just doesn't work for me, you know.
I mean, I'm getting blamed for Islamophobia when I've tried my best to show a unification. So I'm just gonna fall into the hole of Islamophobia. And any chance I get, I'm just going to remind any Muslim that's in the room, I do not believe in the same God as you, because my God is the one of Isaac, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that follows the scriptures in the Bible, which is a multi-personal God. If your God is one person, then I don't know who that God is. It's not the same God in the Bible. So, you know, you guys want to attach yourself.
This is John Kitover, Chicago mayoral candidate. I need you to go to ChicagoMayorVote.com. I need you to help me liberate the city of Chicago and sign our petition to get on the ballot February 23rd, 2027. Go to ChicagoMayorVote.com. Day number 1, we're going to cut property taxes 25%. 25%. That's right, 25%. Day number 2, we're ripping out all the concrete bike lanes and bump outs. We're restoring the traffic flow and parking for businesses and residents. Go to ChicagoMayorVote.com. And the city's $100 billion in debt. $100 billion.
So yeah, I'll say Jewish.
It's only going up.
Before I say Jewish folklore, yeah, Jewish.
Listening to a podcast here.
Because they're taking after the Persian, Babylonian Talmud, the Talmudic school called Shura. It's a Talmudic school called Shura. If you know what Surah means, you'll see the association with the Quran. So that's the reason why I say folklore. Because Abraham was not smashing idols. I don't know who that is. That's Talmudic, or should I say Midrashic language. That's not in the Bible. That's in Jewish Midrash. And I have nothing against Jewish folklore. It's just not in the Bible.
All these
stories of Abraham are in.
Hold on. You don't have Babylonian and Mesopotamian myths in the Bible? These stories that were foretold before even these...
Yeah, that's
Okay,
the
do you
one
know?
from God.
Okay, do you know the story of Osiris? That it matches 1-to-1 with Jesus' story.
No, it doesn't.
And this is older than Christianity. They had 12 disciples.
Yeah, this is the reason why you and I don't believe in the same God.
I'm just saying that to say that, okay, fair enough. But to say like folklores and legends aren't in the Bible, like they are in the Quran, I'll agree both books have these folklores in them that come way before them, is kind of absurd to me. Because there's like evidence of that.
I mean, what you would find is polemics against other belief systems, so you'll find some overlap in some of your understanding. But you won't find them, plagiarizing other belief systems and adopting folklore or whatever, you pronounce it. And plus, when
So
you
many
start even
phones.
looking at some
Well,
of the
I
stories
think the question is, why are you watching
Osiris and so on,
my
so forth,
live
you see
stream on
how
a
quickly it
phone?
falls apart.
And you're
See that
wondering
it's
why I have
just,
so many phones? Well, it's because I'm
correlation
live
doesn't mean
streaming.
causation.
Hello?
So, I mean,
Tell guys I'm headed to the gym.
get your work out there.
Yeah, once you say Jesus Christ is not the Son of God, you're an antichrist. Straight up. So I don't know why they would want to associate themselves saying Jesus is a Muslim. That's blasphemy. I'm just going to keep repeating this shit. I don't give a fuck. You guys want to repeat yourselves 1,000 times and tell us we believe in 3 gods? I have to remind you guys are antichrist. If you deny the crucifixion, you deny the resurrection, you deny his kingship, his sonship, you are antichrist. You deny he has a father, you are antichrist. That's 1 John 2:22.
I just don't believe. I don't believe in magic, my bro. I don't believe some guy died and then he was resurrected or he had no father.
Well, then that's fine.
I mean, that's just weird, man. I don't make such
in your
grand
book, he doesn't
statements
have a
like
father either. He doesn't have a father in your book either. So I don't know.
And yo, let's burn all the books and make kebab on them. To be honest,
No, that's what you did.
To be honest.
No. That's what you do. You burn books. We save manuscript. We have manuscript history. You bury it in ashes.
Your manuscript history is very. What should I tell you about it? Have you heard of a man named Bart Ehrman? He's already knocked that out of the park, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he doesn't deny that historical Jesus was crucified, but you do.
No, I agree.
So
He was
why
crucified.
Why you bring up Bart Ehrman?
Because I agree with him.
Your God doesn't believe he was.
Bro, that was just a legend and a tale that was being told at the time during Muhammad's time, and he wanted to galvanize a community around him. He said, you know what, if you guys want to believe this, no problem, but don't touch my wife, don't steal my shit, don't murder. But yeah, you can believe all your magical fairy tales, no problem. 2 animals, everyone on one boat, no problem. That's what you guys want to believe. And now I'm arguing in 2026 the same points he was arguing 1,400 years later. No one's moved on, bro. Isn't that crazy?
So then how is the Bible not preserved if you're giving arguments from the 7th century and it's now the 21st century and the book is still saying Allah is not the Messiah? What has changed since the 7th century to the 21st century that you're saying that our books are corrupted? You see how stupid you sound? You see how dumb you fucking sound?
Before you start clowning,
the 7th century. Okay, the Quran in the 7th century is making arguments against Christianity in the 7th century. For your book to still make sense today, those arguments are still going to have to hold through time. This is the 21st century. How is it that the arguments against the Christians in the 7th century, the same arguments that you're giving today in the 21st century, they have to be preserved? By you saying it's not preserved, you're just showing how your cognitive dissonance, your blindness to your cult is ridiculous for you to make that point.
No, hold on. Let me just address real quick what you said.
You still don't understand what I'm saying. I'm not going to repeat myself.
I did understand it. You don't have to repeat yourself. Hold on. The problem is, okay, look. I'm going to grant you that the arguments are wrong.
Can you steel man what I said before we move on? Can you steel man what I said, please?
In the 7th century, they had arguments. Let me try to steel man it. What I understood from what you said, in the 7th century, certain claims or arguments were made against Christians. They should still be upheld today.
It always sounds here.
Right? If it's to be preserved. Did I summarize that correctly, or was I wrong?
Yeah, your account, you're saying that your book is preserved, and that you're making critiques about a book that's not preserved, then how are the arguments in the 7th century still holding today if they're not preserved? You do realize you're making that blunder. Yeah.
So I've still managed.
This is John Kitover, Chicago mayoral candidate fighting to liberate the city of Chicago. I need your signature on our petition. I need you to like this video, comment, and share. Together, we will save Chicago. Day number 1, we're going to cut property taxes 25%. 25% day number 1. Day number 2, we're going to rip out every bike lane in the city, every concrete bike lane. We're going to rip out every concrete bump out that is restricting traffic flow, taking away parking spots, and destroying businesses. Go to ChicagoMayorVote.com. I hope you enjoy this video. I'm recording this on a new phone. It's a crappy phone, but it's a new phone. We're going to let this run for as long as it can, then we'll upload it to YouTube, then delete the video on my phone. We're listening to a podcast. Go to ChicagoMayorVote.com right now.
I get blamed for being stupid all the time.
I don't think I was following. But did you say that you don't believe that the Quran was...
Okay, look, the argument, I'll summarize it very simply. Let me summarize it very simply. The argument can be wrong, but we can still trace the argument 1,400 years ago that it was preserved. The argument being right or wrong doesn't determine its preservation. It could still be a wrong argument, yet it was preserved for 1,400 years. No one changed the argument, yet the argument's wrong. There's no problem with that.
If the Quran, if Allah is speaking of the Christians of the 7th century, we're telling you that we still have the same manuscripts in the 7th century, which is true. We can prove that. Your Allah in the 7th century, 6th century was arguing against the same apostolic Christians that still are today. That was that long ago. I'm not arguing whose book is more preserved. I'm saying they're both preserved. They're both preserved for them to make sense today as they did back then. So I'm saying to you, by saying that this book, the Bible, that Allah is critiquing, in order for those arguments to still make sense through time, Christianity must hold its tradition and its manuscript history. In order for the Quran to make any sense, the Quran doesn't explain who Cain and Abel are. They don't explain there's not, why there's not 10 plagues and there's only 9. You're not told why. You're not told why the land was given to Israel. It doesn't explain these things. You need to go to the Bible, my friend. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Or what language Jesus spoke.
Yeah, because it doesn't correct that in the Quran. He's speaking Arabic in the Quran, but yeah, you're telling us he has to speak Aramaic in our book. Yeah, so
how do you know he's spoken Aramaic?
An Arabic telling us. From historical evaluation, he spoke Hebrew to us. Maybe he even spoke Greek at this time.
What is your primary source?
Really want me to bring up the sources?
Yeah, I want to know the primary source for where he spoke Aramaic. The primary sources, not secondary sources, thirdary sources, fourthary sources. You're gonna fall right on the Bible, by the way.
Right, so my primary source is going to be the Bible itself. Do you have a problem with that?
Well, there it is.
Do you have a problem with that?
You need us, man. You need us, man.
Hold on, my G. Do you have a problem with that? That's your primary source that you accept, right?
For your line of work, for your line of work, kind of, you need our truth to some degree.
Why don't we just go down the simple route here?
Not my line of work. It's the book you believe in, bro.
Hamza, can you explain atonement? Can you explain what atonement means? Just in the biblical sense, what does atonement mean?
Well, there's going to be different definitions of atonement, right? You might not accept my the making amends or something like that. Are you going to disagree with that?
Yeah,
making repairing a wrong.
What was the sacrificial system?
Back then, when it was Jews, it used to be animal sacrifice, like flour or foliage, roses and stuff like that, flowers. But then it changed during Christianity. They said it had to be a human sacrifice, and that's where Jesus comes in. May peace be upon him.
Correct. You know why? No, you should just stop saying peace be upon him. You have to say sallallahu alayhi wasallam like you do for Muhammad, bro.
That's what peace means.
You can't.
That's what I mean. That's what peace
No. You need to say it in that way that you praise Muhammad. You have to say it.
No, but you speak.
There's no distinction between prophets.
I do.
So
I do. I agree, bro. Sure. I'm just saying in English. The reason I said it in English because I want you to know that I respect this person you love because I really do respect him.
Would have been nice to show us how you respect him in your language, in Arabic.
Sallallahu alayhi wa alihi, and his family, may blessings be upon them too.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't have a father, so what family are you talking about? It's just him and his mother.
Well, her mother at least. His mother at least.
You're saying, are you praising God? Because that sounded really close to what you were saying. You're saying you're praising God, him and his family. That sounded very close. You guys are almost there, man.
I'm not like Muslims, bro. I believe he had a father.
I'm not inviting you to Christianity. I'm not inviting you to Christianity. I'm trying to make you understand how we believe. I'm not inviting you by any means.
I know what you guys believe, but I don't think you know what I believe, man. I love Jesus Christ, man. Not like these other people who speak.
I don't think you know what you actually believe because you don't even hold to the position that your Quran is preserved.
What's wrong with that? What does that mean? How does that signify that I don't know what I believe?
Well, you may believe in. Well, if you say it wasn't preserved, so I don't know what part of the book was preserved and not preserved.
There's going to be like a historical critical analysis of if things are preserved or not during history. That's how I'm going to study things.
So in other words, you base your belief on things that are verifiable in history that are in the Quran. Is that correct?
Exactly. Evidence is another way to say that. Right.
So in other words, you need the Bible in order. So so would it be fair to say that anything that doesn't align up with the Bible, the Old and New Testament, that you can discard from the Quran, and then would it be fair? Because you can verify that those are primary sources and stuff like that.
Hold on, but the Bible I can show. Hold on, but like Bart Ehrman says, I can show like contradiction. I can show a historical evidence that those aren't preserved scriptures, just like Christians can do with the Quran. I put them both in the same category.
Oh, so you believe everything Bible?
Okay, let me get it wrong. No. I don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. There is some things that can be verified. I think most likely when it comes to the Quran, there's more evidence because it comes later in history. And they had papyrus and it was written on stones and bones and stuff like that. So I have more of a lot more is preserved in that sense. But I still think there was political, economical, social corruptions in both scriptures.
Wait. You see how you guys talk and you talk in circles, man? Papyrus? What is papyrus?
Like a type of paper.